All right, guys, so today's the day. Today's the day I actually start putting some work into this thing. And by this thing, I mean my 2005 FIRECAT F6. Now, if you know anything about snowmobiles, you'll know that this is one of the greatest sleds ever built. Why is it the greatest sled ever built? Well, that's part of it. I promise you, I've owned this thing for 8 years, 7 years. Haven't done a goddamn thing to it. Not one thing. Literally have just jumped on it and went every single year. Now, I have been driving it. Pretty sketchy the last couple years. Start off, gas tank. They're notorious. These are notorious for, this actually was recalled. It was done once and I couldn't get another one. But these are notorious for breaking and cracking, so gas starts to drip out here. This one's a little worse. I actually stripped the actual threads on the gas tank, so it's even worse, but gas just drips out. I've been doing that, no big deal. This year starting off, I lost the key, right? So that was kind of one step to say that, hey, I got to put some work into this. So I lost the key this year. So my primary clutch, what happens to it is the rollers, this roller is pretty much rode off and it's flattened out. So what happens is when it's driving, it'll lock up and it'll only go, you know, to a certain RPM. Right, so it just kind of catches and there's tension on the belt and will just drive my sled until eternity or until it runs out of gas. I went to try to use my brakes and my brakes are incognito, missing in action. So they also aren't working. So that's kind of the last straw. I can't go out with no brakes. The clutch is just annoying now. So let's put some work into it. But first, I got to start this bad boy up. If you didn't know, these are also notorious for being stolen because you don't need a key to start this bad boy. All you need to do is down here, there is a little cord, right here. This is actually just like a quick connect, just like that. Now, you don't need a key and the ignition is always on. That's basically what it is. So some people are gonna say, well, yeah, but how do you shut it off? Well, there's a couple ways. You can reach back here and pull out one of the spark plugs, right? You can pull out one of the coils that are right here. Or what I like to do, if you can, my bike, you know, doesn't stop very well, but you can actually just re-plug these back in. So once this is actually plugged back in like that, it'll detect that the ignition switch is on and then it'll delay the connection, right? So there you go. And that's how you do it. So let's start this bad boy up. Now it has been minus 27, so this is gonna be a pain. Yeah. Yep. She is tight. She is tight. Ooh, not bad. All right. All right. All right. Oh, come on, baby. She likes to tease you. There we go. Almost. So as you guys can see, that is why this is the greatest sled ever built. I haven't driven that all year, haven't started it up, has been literally left in the same position, and that's what happens. Minus 27, 2 days. It's nice today. It's like minus 4. It's really nice today, but she's mint. Let's see if the track spins. Number one, clutch is sticking. it'll do that forever. And if I put it down, it'll either go ahead. In this case, it'll probably just stall out. So that's why clutch got to go into this shit. Now, as you guys can see, track's going, brakes going. She ain't stopping. Not good. Going about 8 kilometers an hour. So I usually just run it into something and it usually shuts off. Oh, you see? Did you hear it click? Did you guys get that? So now it's still only running at like 3 because it's stuck, but it'll sometimes click and unclick. That's those rollers, right? So it sits on those rollers and then that's kind of what happens. Now if I put this down, I should be able to get it going. I don't think it'll stall out on me. But again, how am I gonna stop this? You guys may see some crazy shit. I might send it right into the goddamn woods if I have to. You never know, because I got no brakes. And I also need to get it into my garage. Game plan will be to rev it really high, and hopefully that happens so I can stop it about here, because if not, I'm probably gonna have to run it into probably gonna have to run it in those tires and my deep freeze, which isn't the greatest thing in the world, but that's kind of the game plan. So let's see if she'll move. Oh, so strong, so strong. Like that because the clutch is sticking, right? If I let off this, it'll just keep going. Also, no brakes. Let's hope we can stall it out. Come on, stall out. I may. Oh, come on. Let's hope it stalls out. Oh, okay, that's close enough. That's close enough for me. You know what I mean? All right, so again, that's usually how I stop, right? So I'd stop, I'd hit the hammer, and I'd go, all right, boys, I'm ready to go. Let's try to send her one more time. As you can see, it's already sticking. And this is how it goes. Brakes actually worked there for a sec. Oh, that's kind of nice. Maybe I will be able to stop it in there. All right, I do want to see if that was just lucky, but the brakes were just frozen up or something, because that would make sense. It's gonna work. I think this is gonna work. Let's hope. Let's hope. Okay, that could have been worse, right? It could have been worse. It worked all right. So the brakes are kind of working, which made that way better. So I got the old girl in here, which is great. So now I'm just gonna do the old, I'm gonna put those things, these things, there you go. Over here. I'm just taking this shit off now because I don't need this. Look at that girl. There you go. Pop. goes the weasel. And I'm gonna move her up a little closer. Don't really need to actually, but get it away a little bit. There we go. So I can move the snowboard if I need it, and that's it. Stay tuned. This is just kind of showing you guys the greatest sled ever made, and with 0 TLC over the last, I'd say, 10 years, and she lived a hard life. I'm sure whoever used this before really abused it. I kind of abused it, but I'm old and fat and short, so I really don't get the chance to do that very often. But what I'm gonna be doing, if you guys want to continue, there'll be a clutch video, there'll be a ignition video, there'll be a brake video possibly. Again, maybe I'll run those, but I'm sure I could get those as well. Maybe a new gas tank if I can get one for sale for cheap. And yeah, we'll go from there. Clutch is the next thing, first thing though. So I want to be able to not do that and be able to stop and go and not be annoyed in that way. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Stay tuned for more. I'm out. Out on the trails, what I'll do is I'll come over, right, and I'll be like, oh hey guys, no, just give me a second here. Just give me 1 second, you know what I'm saying? I'll go like this, and I'll beat on this till it pops like that, as you guys can see. And then I just put it right back in, start her up, and light her up. And I just keep driving. You've been doing that for 4 years.